What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 5 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking, and everything surrounding sports. This week, we're ready to get back into the NFL season here. Week 5's here. Lots of recaps, reviews, plus some college football, some power rankings. MLB playoffs are rolling. NHL season is fast approaching here this week. But that's all I got here. Let's introduce my co-hosts, Huff and Mackie, here this week. Huff, why don't you get us started?
Yeah, what's going on? We're through week 4 in the NFL season, already a quarter of the way through. I think it was Mackie last year that said how quick it goes, and you do blink an eye, you're already through 4
Rolling
weeks.
by,
It is
dude.
fucking
Rolling
crazy,
by.
but we're heading into week 5, week 6 in the world of college football. Obviously, October, everyone loves to talk about, one of the best months for sports. You got playoff baseball starting, NHL starting right around the corner, so lots going on in the sports world. NBA in a few weeks, college basketball right around the corner. This is really the peak of getting them all going. It's a great time to be alive in the sports world, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Heck yeah, lots of good stuff from you, Huff. Happy to hear it. Mackie, why don't you finish off these intros and we'll jump right into some NFL?
Yeah, like Huff said, a lot of stuff going on in the sports world right now. We had a great doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves to kickstart basically the MLB playoffs. Both teams ended up getting in, so that was a great start. Obviously, the NFL is in full swing. Cowboys got a nice win on Thursday Night Football last week. Steelers obviously suffered their first loss. Still sitting pretty at 3-1 though. Can't complain. Everything getting the full swing. Getting excited for the NHL too.
I saw someone on Twitter say, "Don't let the MLB get the idea of they're comparing the Braves and Mets, that doubleheader, to like a play-in for like if they did a 6 and 7 play-in to get the 6th seed every year."
Oh my god, man!
They were like, the amount of TV money they could get off just one doubleheader and hope a team goes 2-0, or hope you get the third game and play the next day. Like that'd be crazy.
That might have been the best game in like recent MLB history.
That Mets game was insane. I remember texted you Nimmo with the kill shot and it went to 6-3, and I'm like, holy fuck, I jinxed the fuck out of that.
Kill shot, yeah, until Albies.
The Braves are winning.
Albies walks up and does that, and then obviously Lindor did his thing.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Heck yeah, lots of good stuff here with the MLB playoffs approaching, but we are here for week 5 of the NFL. But first, a little recap of week 4. Like Mackie said, Cowboys getting a solid win here this week, 20-15 on Thursday Night Football. Dak with 2 touchdowns. Cowboys' 7th straight win over the Giants. Mackie, what do you think about the Cowboys' Thursday night performance this week?
Yeah, not going to say...
Came at a cost, though. You lost
Came
Micah.
At a cost. Was going to say that. We lost Micah. Only probably for a week, though. Obviously, against the Steelers. You don't get to see TJ versus Micah.
Oh, I thought it was a lot longer than that.
No, we also have a bye week coming up, so it should just be
he's going to miss 2 weeks, yeah.
D-Law was put on IR, so he's missing at least 4 weeks. So we have no pass rush for this Steelers and Justin Fields. I guess it's the best offense you can go against without a pass rush, but still going to hurt us for sure, especially with the defensive side of that ball. But yeah, I mean, can't complain about a win. Obviously, it wasn't pretty, but it's Thursday Night Football. It's a short week. You're on the road. It's a divisional matchup. So you're going to take what you can get. Dak had a pretty good game. Obviously, couldn't get that third touchdown for me, but he had 2 first half touchdowns and nice 20-15 win. So you'll take a divisional win at any point.
Yeah, that was that was kind of the breakout. I hate to say breakout because everyone knows he's good. That was kind of the game I was expecting to see CeeDee Lamb the past 2 weeks. I said it was going to come whenever they played the Ravens. Obviously, he gets it in a divisional matchup. Got a team that he's done it against before. 100 yards and a touchdown, something like that. But they looked unstoppable in the first half. They cooled off. They relied on Aubrey. The craziest part was, him, I think arguably the best kicker in the NFL right now, and has the chance to cover the spread at the end. Dude, if any of us would have had Cowboys -5.5, that would have been one of the worst beats ever.
You ever see that Buffalo Wild Wings commercial where they
yes, I saw all those. McAfee was saying that on his show. Yeah.
Vegas called, the spread was 5.5, they were up 5, and they said too much money is on Dallas.
Yep.
But yeah, Aubrey missed his first 50-yarder in his career, which is it's only a 2-year career, so it's short-lived.
I was gonna say, and they also act like that kick was automatic. Like, yeah, he's a good
51-yarder.
kicker. Like, yeah, 51s nowadays they look automatic because how good some of these kickers are, but like 51 is nowhere near automatic. I could see if that was like a 28-yarder and he duffed it. It's like, all right, there's something sketchy about this. But
crazy thing is, like 7 to 10 years ago, 51 yards, you're like, oh, I don't know if he's gonna make this. Now
it might not even get there.
Yeah,
at 51 yards like 10 years ago.
Kickers are built different now, but obviously still not an easy kick.
Yeah,
it's impressive what they're doing. But Mackie, you're exactly right. Like 10 years ago, you wouldn't even think 50 yards was possible.
Dude, the guys in the domes now line up from 63, 64. Like They're like
They're
fucking
hitting
60.
them,
further out
dude.
than
They're like
that.
six. They're like 65. It'll be a 64-yard field goal, and it'll clear the post by like 2 yards, and the guy will be like, "That literally might have been good from 68, 67
Yeah.
yards."
I remember used to think the 32-yard line is a 50-yard field goal. I was like, if we can just keep him before the 32-yard line, good chance he's gonna miss it. Now it's like keep him before the 40, and maybe he'll miss it.
You
Like,
literally have to like keep them on their side of the field. It's
yeah,
insane.
it's insane. It's what these kickers are doing.
Especially if you're in a dome. It's different once we get in the weather weeks where you got to worry about the weather up north, especially in like Pittsburgh, like the
All
south
the
south end
wind
zone with the wind and the
from the
weather.
river.
Yeah, it's not the same. But obviously in these domes, these guys boot it. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah. Well, let's move over here. Steelers getting their first loss of the season. Mackie said Colts winning 27-24 here. Joe Flacco relieving injured Anthony Richardson to help the Colts. Huff, what do you think about the Steelers' performance here this week on Sunday?
Yeah, obviously they get the slow start. They go down 17-3, and this isn't an offense built to come back from that. They come back in a fight, but as soon as Richardson went down and Flacco came in, I literally said, I was watching the game with my cousin. I said, we have a better chance with Anthony Richardson playing in this
Yeah,
game.
that is true.
I said, as soon as Flacco comes in, I'm like, there's this a lose-lose situation. We beat the Colts. I was going to have to hear from Ace that it was another backup quarterback fluke win for the Steelers. I wouldn't have cared. I'd rather take that. But then you lose. And I mean, like Tomlin said it. He goes, when you're prepared, you come into a game prepared for Anthony Richardson. You see him for 3 snaps. You get him to fumble the ball, exactly fall into your game plan. Yeah, they went down the field and got the touchdown. That was a huge drive by Jonathan Taylor and the majority of Jonathan Taylor. But as soon as Anthony Richardson went down and Flacco came in and looked like he did last year with the Browns, I was immediately worried. I thought the call at the end on Minkah Fitzpatrick was absolutely crazy. The defensive pass interference that set them up for the touchdown to eventually go on and win the game. But Steelers are 3-1. They have a home game this week in the prime time at home. I always like the Steelers in those spots. It's against a good Cowboys team. So, but again, an injured Cowboys team that's been having some issues running the ball. That's one thing the Colts did really well on us was run the ball last week. So, I look for the Steelers to bounce back this week, but it's going to be not easy at all.
Yeah, it was also like it's not like Joe Flacco is a vet who hasn't played in 3 years. He led the Browns to a playoff run last year. Obviously, didn't get that win,
And
but
torched the
he was
Steelers
good.
last year. Like he has a thing for the
He was
Steelers.
good.
He's really
Yeah.
good against us too.
Yeah, and he was in that division his entire career. So, definitely not the backup you guys really wanted to see come in. But yeah,
I was telling my cousin, I was like, dude, if Anthony Richardson in this game, there's at least 2 more turnovers, like picks or 1 pick, 1
you're
fumble.
better off with Anthony Richardson in that game, definitely.
Yeah.
But a fake good performance by Justin Fields. I don't think he had a good game, but his numbers look good.
Yeah.
I guess he did lead you guys back. I didn't watch much of that game, but
I mean,
he had
yeah,
a
he
good
gets his
second half.
like he played good, but like, dude, his bad plays are bad. Like
It's kind of like Anthony Richardson too. Like he has really good moments, and then other times you're like, "What is this guy doing?"
dude,
Dude?
in the first drive against the Steelers, he tried to like truck over Minkah, and Minkah punched the ball right out. It's like, dude, why are you even running towards him? Just
Like
go
you're a
down.
quarterback with injury problems in your entire career, and just like you're trying to truck over probably one of the best corners in the safeties in the league.
Yeah, like a top 3 safety in the NFL, and like you act like he's. I mean, yeah, he doesn't want to take that hit, and like he's not trying to get
Yeah,
hit.
but
by
he
Anthony
knows that you're
Richardson,
just low. He knows you're lowering your shoulder, and you're not thinking about protecting the ball.
and he's just going for your legs or punching the ball out. Yeah, it's a lose-lose for the quarterback.
That's
slide.
he just needs to mature a lot.
And then the funniest part was, I don't know if you were watching any of that game, but he got hurt. They hit him in the hip, so he had a bad hip. He gets down to the goal line. Flacco comes in. They get him down to the goal line. It's like 1st and goal from the 3. Steichen calls a quarterback power run.
Anthony Richardson, right?
Anthony Richardson runs it and gets hit again on the same hip, and they're like, "Yeah, he's done for the game." We didn't think that was going to happen. It's like, why would you call a run play for a guy with a hip problem? Just leave Flacco in.
He wanted Flacco to play that game. He was like,
Yes.
"Fuck it, let's get him even more injured."
Dude, it was almost like he was like, let's see how hurt he is. They put him back in there, he got hit again. They were like, yep.
He literally said, "All right, let's test this injury. See how bad it is."
Yeah.
That is crazy. I did see that though.
Well, lots of good stuff there reviewing or recapping week 4 here, but Jared Goff here setting NFL records, completing 18 of his 18 passes here in their win over the Seahawks. Any thoughts on that?
That Monday night game was crazy. I will say I watched a lot of the boring one of the Titans and Dolphins because my 2 plays on Monday night were in that game. But I was flicking back and forth. Obviously, anytime you see the score flying up, it was like 21-7, like 4 minutes into the game, and I was hunting down a first touchdown in the third quarter of that Titans game. But I think that says a lot about that Seahawks team. But I know your point was about Jared Goff. That is crazy. No one's ever done that before. Like, was that with
What?
the 18 for 18, the perfect pass
He didn't. I
completions?
don't think he had a perfect passer rating though.
I don't even understand passer rating, so I
Neither
just
do
look at
I
the
He was
really.
18 for 18 on completions. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but his
Well,
passer rating is 158.3. That's perfect. I think he had like
Right.
141 or something like that.
I was listening to part
Interesting.
of my take, and they were like, he was actually perfect plus because he also was 1 for 1 with a reception and a
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah, I did
Huh.
see that. Jared Goff is good, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's right up there with those guys in the NFC. I think I'd take him over Brock Purdy easily. Like, I don't think that's a debate. I'd take him over Jalen Hurts. I think he's up there with those guys in the NFC for sure.
Yeah, 155.8 passer rating, 158.3 is perfect.
Yeah, like what?
What
I
does
don't even.
he? What
How
else
can you
does
have a
he?
perfect game, score
What?
42 points,
Score
score?
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I
to
never
keep up.
I never understood quarterback rating. There's a lot of stats in sports I don't understand, and I'll never need to know. Like, that's not a valid enough stat for me to be like, oh, that's sick. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like this game right here proves that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, I think that's a great recap there of week 4. Let's move on here to week 5. Let's jump right into Thursday Night Football here on Amazon Prime. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are our favorite here. Just 1.5 points total at an even 44. Falcons money line at -125. Bucks at +105. Who wants to get us rolling here on our Thursday Night Football game here for week 5? Mackie?
Yeah, I'll get us going on this. I do think the Falcons win this game. I said it last week with the Falcons playing the Saints. Home teams are going to win are going to win these divisional games, especially between those 3 teams with the Bucks, Saints, and Falcons. Um, these 3 teams are very even in my opinion, and I think the home teams are going to take care of business in these divisional games. Close spread is going to be a good game. You could expect a pretty good game out of Baker, but that defense on the other side of the football is definitely not one to mess with. So you could see a few turnovers in this one. Matt Judon's going to have a big presence in this one. I'm going to say the Falcons in a tight, low scoring game, but this is going to be a really good game. I actually really like this division. These teams play each other really well.
Yeah, I can't get a good read on a side for this game, but you said low scoring, and that hit right on the head of what I'm going with. I like the under 43.5. At least that's what I saw on 44, even better. I like 44. I'll take the under in this one. I think, like you said, divisional matchup in the prime time. We saw it last week with the Cowboys Giants. We've seen it in weeks before on Thursday night and in the prime time a lot with these games kind of falling on the under. Yeah, give me that under 44. Another all-time bad beat was when I hit that Pollard anytime touchdown on Monday. If you had that under, which I almost took it, I would have been happy because I hit the +160 and I would have missed on the -110. But, dude, I would have been so mad because I almost did my first half full game under, and I would have hit the first half, but not the full game because of that. That was another very bad beat of the weekend.
Both Monday Night Football games back-to-back weeks go over as well. You usually see the primetime unders. It's been 4 Monday Night Football games in the last 2 weeks that all went over. So
Lions at home in a dome against like another NFC team, I feel like they always pop.
that was just negative defense.
I think the Seahawks are actually like sneaky good. I know you're not big
You're
on
gonna
them.
say that after you're gonna say that after they give up 42 points.
Their defense clearly isn't great, but like they were hanging in that game. That's the most first downs that any NFL team's ever gotten in a game and lost.
I did hear that.
I don't think they're bad. I think they have a lot of work to do.
I think they're for sure a playoff team. Like, I'll take them in the playoffs.
I just don't think they can compete with those top dogs.
No. The scariest situation for them is they win their division and they draw like a home game against the Niners or one of those playoff teams that are starting slow. Like if the Eagles don't win their division or the Commanders, they could get one of those teams, and I'd take any of them to go into Seattle and win that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Commanders, it's a little early. I'm not going to jump the gun on them like that yet.
See the Commanders win that division.
I said if they did. The betting odds are pretty close in that division right now.
Well, they should be. I mean, the Eagles don't look good. Cowboys are banged up and don't look
the Commanders
best.
just started fast. It's kind of like the AFC North right now.
Yeah.
Alrighty, great stuff there for Thursday Night Football here. Let's jump into Sunday here. Our first game out of London in the United Kingdom. The New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings still looking for their first loss here, 4-0 on the year. The Vikings the favorite, 2.5 points. The total at 40.5. Vikings money line at -150. Jets at +125. What do we think about this early game, 9:30 a.m. in London?
I did not know they were good. This game was in London. I liked the under before, and I like it even more now. Give me that under 40.5. I guess I'm just gonna like the low scoring games this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the Vikings' first loss this week. Everyone's kind of given up on those Jets. Tough loss last week. Couldn't get anything going on offense. They get a completely different defense this week to look at. Vikings obviously not the best defense. Broncos defense is probably top 10 in the league. They're a little underrated, but
And
I
they
think they're
lost
gonna go.
Singleton. That's huge.
Yeah, and you got you. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Dude, he played. He played in week. Was it what just happened? Week 4 just happened. In week 3,
Yeah.
when the Broncos beat the Bucks,
Oh, I
after
knew that.
after the game,
He had
Alex
his
Singleton went over to the sideline. Was like, "Dude, my knee hurts." They were like, "Yeah, you have a torn ACL, dude."
Yeah, he played the entire game with a torn ACL. Don't understand how it's possible. I get playing through pain, but that's just like Jesse, you're muted.
I'm not talking, but I
Oh.
was going to say the same thing. How's that possible?
It's
Yeah,
also probably
I get
adrenaline
playing through
and
pain, but
just like
that's like physically impossible, I thought.
Like, I don't think your knee can move in that position when
oh,
your
he
ACL is
definitely
torn.
he might have got a what's it called? Like a what do they call
Cortisone
those
shot or
shot?
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely shot him up real quick. But
Just
getting back to this game, I think the Jets kind of get back on track here. I think everyone's going to be overlooking them. Everyone's riding high in the Vikings. Guarantee you're going to see a shit ton of money on the Vikings, and you're getting Rodgers on the global stage. I think he shows
true.
out. It's going to be a really good game, really close game. Could see the under as well, but I think the Jets kind of figure this one out and pull it out.
Yeah, Vikings are turning into obviously America's team being the undefeated team. Obviously, a lot of people are down on the Chiefs. They're just kind of sick of them. They get some new blood in the Vikings with a young quarterback. I'm going to call Sam Darnold young because he hasn't really done much yet. But 87% of the money is on the Vikings in this game. I do like the under, and I think the Jets win the game outright. But I like the under a little more. But seeing that kind of money, I'm right there with you, Mackie. Give me the Jets. Give me Aaron Rodgers. I'll take that. What's interesting is obviously we know the Devontae Adams news going around. Are the Jets going to get him? There's a lot of teams that are floating around. Devontae Adams said he wants to play with Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr. He doesn't want to learn a new quarterback. Doesn't want to deal with any of that bullshit. How soon will he be a Jet? I don't know. I do think he's going to end up with the Jets as much as I'd love to see him go somewhere else. But I don't know. I think Jets handle business this week in London.
If the Jets fall to 2-3, I could see them just jumping the gun and getting him, going
Yeah,
right
I
after
could
him.
too. If they win this game, they'll wait another week.
Alrighty.
They're like also kind of hoping like Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers just figure it the fuck out.
The problem is that Garrett Wilson is getting so much attention that that's why Allen Lazard's having such a good year, but Allen Lazard isn't good enough to carry a Jets team. But then again, I mean, you know how many top receivers? Like Garrett Wilson's supposed to be a top 7 receiver in the league. All these top receivers are getting double teamed and they're making it work. Garrett Wilson just has to step it up. When he has Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, you got to find the separation, even on the double teams. Just do what you need to do, get those yards. Um, I get it. He's getting blanketed and he's got a lot of attention on him, but so does Justin Jefferson, so does Tyreek Hill. These guys find ways. Tyreek not really this year, but being a
He
top
has the
receiver in the
excuse
league,
of not really having a quarterback right now. Also,
yeah, that's true. But being a top receiver in the league, you got to find ways to just get open and get the ball in your hands.
Orioles have bases loaded at the bottom.
Yeah, they're doing business right now. I saw that.
Alrighty, let's move into our 1 o'clock slate here on Sunday, starting with those Carolina Panthers heading to Chicago to visit the Bears. Chicago Bears, the favorite here with 4 points. The total at 42. Bears money line at minus 200. Panthers at plus 165. What do we think about this first 1 o'clock game?
God, I hate taking the Bears, but
I don't like this
I
matchup at all.
yeah, this is definitely a game I'm not going to be betting. But for the sake of conversation, I think the Bears defense gets the job done. Panthers had a nice win 2 weeks ago, but we saw them a little more vividly last week against that Bengals team. Bengals getting their first win. Andy Dalton, not a bad game. Definitely more of a pass-heavy offense with Andy Dalton at the helm. But I'm gonna go with the Bears here, at least to get the job done. I don't like the -4. I'm definitely not going to bet it, but I do think the Bears find a way to win that
I
defense.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with this game. I this will not be on my card. I do lean on the Bears. I mean, if I had to take a gun to my head in this game, I'd take the Bears -4. I think they handle business.
And
But
Soldier,
it's yeah, it's just more just because it's a home game. This might be shitty weather. Chicago, I feel like it's just gonna be it seems like one of those shitty weather rain games in Chicago. Could be low scoring, maybe the under as well, but I can't say I didn't look into this game much to give an opinion on. Honestly, it didn't jump off the page at me.
Huff, look at the screen right now
What?
at the Orioles game.
I'm so far behind. Guys walking to the bench right now.
Dude, he just swung at strike 3 that hit him. Bases loaded.
Wait, so that's it doesn't
It's an
matter that
out.
it hit
He
him?
swung the bat. It was strike 3. But it hit him and he swung. It would have been a
Oh,
run.
I thought that was 2 outs. I was gonna say no. I thought that was 2 outs. I was gonna say that's a lot worse. But now they don't get something here. They're fucked.
Yeah, big time. But that's hilarious. That's so Orioles.
Yeah, I didn't realize what you were
Jeez.
talking about. I saw him like walking off, and then they played the replay. I didn't know that's an out, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. You're moving.
Yeah, I mean, strike 3.
Yeah.
Swung the bat.
Unreal. All right, let's keep moving here. Another 1:00 game. Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Ravens are the favorite here, 2.5 points. Total 49.5. Ravens money line at -150. Bengals at +125. What do you guys think about this one?
Ace isn't here to gobble the Ravens this week. Maxie, what do you think?
Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, this is like last year. I faded the Ravens every time. They won a lot of games. This is just a sketchy spot. You can't say it's not. I know it's divisional. I know it's in
such a sketchy
Cincinnati.
spot. I think
I
the Bengals are such a good teaser opportunity here.
It really is, but I mean, you can't say you can't see a Ravens 15-point
Blowing
win,
them out.
20-point win.
Yes.
I think the Bengals get the job done. I think it's divisional. I think they kind of are getting back on track. You could see a big Joe Burrow game, but I'm not going to be betting on them. I can't bet against this
Yeah.
Ravens team.
This is
They've
a-
beaten me too much the last 2 years.
Yeah, if this is the kind of game, I feel like if you don't bet the Ravens, don't bet it. But there's also going to be probably, again, a lot of money on the Ravens. Let me see what it
There
is right
already
now.
is. There's early money on them.
I believe that.
The
Let me see it.
Ravens, the Vikings, the Cardinals are at +7 are getting heavy money. There was another team I forget.
Yeah, 76% on Ravens -2.5, 84% on the money line.
I can guarantee you, without even asking him, Ravens -2.5 will be on Ace's card.
Yeah, I believe it. He loves these
I'm
Ravens.
just letting the viewers know.
He loves these Ravens. That's what
No,
he would
yeah,
be
for
saying
sure.
right now.
And he hits on him a good amount. I'm not
Yeah,
going
he
to knock
hits.
him for
Yeah,
it.
I'm not
Yeah,
joking about it.
I know Aces are better, and I guarantee you the Ravens -2.5 will be on the card.
And Henry made me some good bread on that first touchdown. But what's his anytime this week?
-150.
They don't even have him posted yet. I hate how they fucking. I wish they posted him on Wednesday, not Thursday.
DK might have him. Let me check. We can keep going though.
Hold on, Huff. What are you looking for?
Henry,
Derrick
anytime
Henry,
touchdown. It's gonna be like
anytime.
-220 this week. It's gonna be like the McCaffrey that just keeps going down and down and down. Eventually, it's gonna be -300 each week.
TD scores. Derrick Henry -185.
Whew.
It's because he's away. That the next home game in Baltimore, it's gonna be like -200.
He's the only guy that's minus. Chase Brown second at +125.
He's the only one minus, and he's -185.
In an over under 49 game, he's the only one that's minus.
I would take Lamar to run one in.
I'm gonna take Jamar. God, these Bengals piss me off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another game I'm going to avoid probably betting, but I think the Bengals are a great teaser opportunity if you're a sicko because this is going to be a scary one to watch and bet.
At home, get him at +8.5. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
All righty, let's keep going here. Dolphins, Patriots, 2 teams, 1-3 here on this year. Ace not here to give his opinion, but Patriots are the favorite here, just 1 point. Total 36.5. Patriots -120 on the money line.
Patriots-
Dolphins +100.
This is the
Patriots
worst
are
game of the week.
favorite. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess they're playing the Dolphins, but
This is the worst game of the week by far. The two worst teams in the AFC. I mean, Jaguars are bad, but I don't think they're as bad as either of these teams. Their record's just bad.
Lowest total.
Yeah,
I just
this is a.
I just guessed that over under. I knew
No,
it was
it's
going to
not.
be 36.
I when I guessed it, I said 35. So I thought
It was at
I gave him.
35.5 yesterday.
I didn't give as much credit, but fuck it. Give me the Dolphins and give me the under. I'm not betting either of them. These games suck so far, dude.
God,
I
this
was
is
listening to part of my take here this week, and PFT goes, "Yeah," he goes, if you had to pick a weekend to go apple picking, this wouldn't be the worst one."
That's funny.
That's so true.
And
I
it's
don't. There's none of these games that are like Bills Texans is probably the game of the 1 o'clock.
Bills Texans is a great one. Saints Chiefs Monday night's going to be good too.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the under.
This is another game. If you're betting,
I
on
don't
this,
have a
you're-
plan in this game. I cannot pick either one of these
That's
teams.
what I'm saying. This is another game. If you're betting on this, you're just a gross fucking degenerate better. If you're betting a
Am I
side in this
gross
one.
for thinking the Patriots are going to win? I feel like the Dolphins are in shambles.
Dude, don't bet this game.
Oh, I'm not going to bet it, but I kind of think the Patriots are going to win. Ace, I'll shout them out. Give me the Patriots. -1.
This next one's decent. I guess I hate Cleveland, but
I got to stop having faith in Cleveland, too.
Yeah, let's jump in this next
you
game.
have faith in the wrong teams in the AFC North.
Yeah, I do. You're right. I definitely do.
This next one here, Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. Commanders at home, as well as the favorite, 3.5 points for them. The total, 43.5. Commanders money line at -175. Browns at +145. Browns come in this game 1-3 against a 3-1 Commanders. What do we think here? 1:00 on Sunday.
Am I crazy for liking the Browns here? I just think this is going to be kind of an ugly game.
I was
Not
just
at
gonna
3.5
say that.
points,
The
I
Browns have
think.
yet to put up 20 points this year.
It's ugly, but I lean on Cleveland +3.5.
I don't hate Deshaun Watson. I don't know why I don't hate him, but I maybe it's because he was so good at one point.
I
He
just
needs to
feel
go-
like
Don't give up hope.
this
he needs
one
to
is
go
going to
back to those
be
massages.
this one's gonna be another one where I feel like there's gonna be a fuck ton of money on Washington come Sunday morning. And this line could
Washington
be,
is America's team now.
this line could be 4.5 come Sunday.
I do
I'd
love
maybe-
Jaden Daniels.
I'd
This might be
maybe
a
wait on
prop
this one,
game.
but I was gonna say I also like the Commanders that I don't like. I like them enough in this game that I want to see them win this game because I fucking hate Cleveland. So put my bias aside, I lean on Cleveland +3.5. Probably not gonna bet this one either. There's a couple spots I like this week. A lot of these games kind of suck.
Yeah, this is a really bad week now looking at it. I'm going to go with the Commanders -3. I think the Commanders are a fringe playoff team this year. I want to see them against the Eagles and the Cowboys before I say that. But I don't know. I do kind of like this team, and I'm sick of the Browns. They just lost to the Raiders. Raiders
Yeah.
sitting at 2-2. That's crazy.
I just think this is such a letdown spot for them. Like I think the Commanders, but my heart is telling me just go on the other side. The Browns are 1-3 against 3-1. So I see the Commanders at 4-1. Not really.
This is like a spot though where you're like, all right, Jaden Daniels is that good? He beat Vegas because there's going to be a lot of money on the Commanders.
On the Commanders, yeah.
So there's going to be a spot where you're like, okay, he's just
It's actually that good.
He's still a rookie, or you're going to be like, all right, well he's doing things by himself, like he's legit.
And Robinson's been really good. Eckler's been a nice piece there. Their defense is average to below average, but they held the Cardinals to 14 points last week. Not sure what that's worth, but we'll see this weekend at home. They have a nice home
Overrated
game here
Cardinals.
against Cleveland, but yeah, I don't think the Cardinals are overrated anymore. I think they always do that to start the year.
Yeah.
No, dude, before the year, everyone. Not actually, I'm not going to say everyone, but a few of my boys were really high on them, and I was like, I don't know, it's still the Cardinals. I think the Ace is pretty high on them too. Or maybe
I was one of them.
maybe it
They're
was
just
you,
one of
but-
those teams. I kind of like the Cardinals.
Just gotta wait for Call of Duty to come out.
Well, he didn't wait this year.
True.
He started watching the trailers when they came out.
Yeah. Got a little excited too quick.
Too much like early gameplay stuff that he was able to get access to.
Yeah, they probably send him every. He probably already has the game.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does. Or he got invited to an event to go play it or something.
Dude, do you remember that in his contract? They tried to put it in his contract.
That's arguably one of the craziest clauses in the sports contract.
No, that is the craziest clause in any sports. But they pulled it. But that was
but like the fact that it was on there is
that it was
like,
even a conversation is hilarious.
I would love to see like the craziest.
because it came down to like a point where Kyler's agent was like, "No, we want X amount." They were like, "We'll give you Y," and they were like, "All right, well, we'll come to X, but he's got to stop with the Call of Duty shit every year." They were like, "Deal, fuck it, we don't care what you put in this."
It's funny because it's the NFL and you think like this is all like fake, but this is like real shit. Like that's definitely a real problem.
Something he really wants.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. What are you gonna do, right? But another 1:00 game here. The Indianapolis Colts 2-2 on the year, heading to Jacksonville to see the Jaguars. The Jaguars are the favorite here. 3 points for them. Total at 46. Jaguars money line at -155. Colts at +130. How are the Jags favored?
Colts
I
are
don't know,
scared.
But
Colts are scary with
Trubisky's
Flacco.
out.
Trevor
Sorry,
Lawrence
didn't even
has
think of
lost
that.
11 straight games.
Yeah,
Colts
And
are scary with Flacco. This could be a
trap.
trap spot. Yeah, I kind of my heart, Mackie. What do you think? I feel like this is a weird line. It's telling me to
don't
take
even
Jacksonville.
I don't even know if it's a dude.
It
It's
opened
another
at
game.
-1 and now it's -3.
I'm gonna have like 2 plays this week. This is all bullshit. I don't like this week at all. This is a week where Vegas cleans up,
Yeah,
but
They
this is
needed
where
it.
they catch the degenerates that really want to bet on every game, and all
yeah.
these games are like weird as fuck results. Yeah,
I'm gonna tease the Colts up to 9.
there you go. I think you're safe with that.
No way they get blown out. Jacksonville can't even
No,
put up points.
yeah, no, I think that's safe. I like that more than Jacksonville -3.
That
Get off
definitely seems like a trap game.
get off this shitty game.
Yeah, let's keep moving here. One of the more upper games of the week here. Another 1 o'clock one, last 1 o'clock one. Buffalo Bills heading to Houston to see the Texans here. Bills the favorite, just 1 point for them. Total 47.5. Bills, money line, -120. Texans at +100. And what are you guys thinking about this one here?
I like
I
Houston
think
in this
Possibly
matchup.
not a possible under.
I'm big on Houston too. I want to see Josh Allen win or beat a team that's actually credible this season before I can actually hop on his bandwagon. He did the turnover thing last week, and that was his first good team he was playing against. Obviously, first 3 weeks he looked like MVP Josh Allen, but he was playing a bunch of college teams. Um, I'm gonna wait to see him do it against a good team before I can actually put money on this guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills came out on top. Texans are kind of struggling this year, even though what are they 2-2?
Yeah, 0-4 against they're 3-1. Both these teams are 3-1, and Texans are 0-4 against the spread.
Texans are a sketchy 3-1,
Yeah,
but
I like the Texans here. I think they handle business at home. I think this is a big game for CJ Stroud. You get that, like you said, this is another big matchup for the Bills coming into this one, going on the road. I think this is the Texans. I mean, who have the Texans played so far?
they beat the Colts 29-27 in week 1.
Yeah, week
They
2
lost.
was the Bears. They won. Week
Yeah,
3 was the Vikings. They lost. Week 4
got
was the
blown
Jags.
out. Yeah,
So
so
they
they
got
have
blown
0
out by. And
credible wins. They probably should have
yeah,
lost last week too.
so this is a big game for both of these teams. Give me the home team and a pick 'em. I like the Texans to come out on top.
Yeah, I think both these teams are a bit overrated, but I'm gonna go with the Texans. I'll go with the home team here. I'll go. I think CJ Stroud is baller too, so see him do his
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Alrighty, lots of good stuff out of the 1 o'clock slate here for week 5. Let's jump into our 4 o'clock games here. Starting out, Las Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos, 2-2 teams in Denver, Mile High. 2.5 points for those Broncos. 36 is our total. Broncos money line at +140. Raiders at +115. What do we think about our first 4 o'clock game here?
Dude, there
This
really are like no good games this week.
this is one of my favorite picks of the week. I like the Broncos. I think they're playing good football. I think obviously they're coming off 2 huge underdog wins. It's weird to see them as a favorite going up against another. I think the Broncos are a sneaky decent 2-2. Like you said, they have a good defense. They haven't been able, obviously last week's negative passing yards at halftime take. So, their offense is what it is, young with growing pains. But I like them at home here in a divisional spot. I'm going to take the home team here. I know I usually say take the divisional underdog. I don't love this Raiders team. They had a big, obviously, I think the Ravens lost that game more than the Raiders won it. I look at the Raiders as a 1-3 team, and who was the Raiders' other win against? Cleveland. Another team. Cleveland should have won that at the end. Raiders are a couple snaps away from being 0-4. I look more at that Cleveland game as a credible win more than the Baltimore one, just because I feel like Baltimore lost that. I like the Broncos here, -2.5. Do you agree?
I don't like the Broncos as a favorite. What I do like is a team total under on the Raiders. I think the Broncos defense has stepped up big time. Obviously, there's a lot of weather conditions last week at MetLife. It was pouring rain, but they held the Jets to 9 points. Got a nice win on the road, and I think this Raiders offense, especially with Trouble in Paradise with Devontae Adams, don't really have much going for them right now. Their over under is sitting at shit. Never
36.
mind. No, I'm looking at a team total.
Oh,
Did you
I'm
say
sorry.
16.5?
16.5 is -115. Under 16.5 is -105. I like that. I think that it could be a really low scoring game, and they might even be able to win this game at 16.5 points. But I'm gonna go under on their team total. I don't really have any other play in this game.
Yeah, this is one I actually might bet, or probably
All my
will
tr-
bet. I like
all my
I
trends are
like the
pointing at the
Broncos so
under
far.
here. So I think I like the under, even at a low 36 like that here, tied for just about the lowest of the week. Let's keep moving here. Another 4 o'clock matchup. Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers heading into San Francisco. The 49ers are the favorites. 7.5 points for them. The total at 49.5. 49ers money line at minus 350. Cardinals at plus 280. What do we think about this next 4 o'clock matchup?
Also,
like-
Devontae Adams just it was just reported that he's missing this game. So,
Oh,
even
okay.
better.
I thought you were about to break a trade live to us.
Yeah, I was like, what?
No,
I was gonna say, damn, that was quick. But in this one, 49ers Cardinals, another divisional matchup. I like the home team here. I think the 49ers. I know they're injured. Obviously, what's going on with McCaffrey? I think he's not going to play the rest of this year. So get him out of the picture with the 49ers, at least for the near future. The Jordan Mason's going to be the guy under or behind, or in the backfield, I guess is what you would say there. But I like the 49ers here, minus 7.5. Cardinals haven't looked good the past 2 weeks. They let the Commanders come in their house, put up 42 points. I think they're going to struggle on the road here in the Bay Area. Give me the 49ers minus the number.
yeah, I'm gonna go with you on this one. And the heavy spreads this season has not they have not done well, but no, it's divisional matchup. I'm gonna go with the Niners as well. I think the Cardinals are struggling. They're definitely hitting that point in the season where the defense is catching up to them, and they're just giving up a shit ton of points. George Kittle back last week had a big game. Brock Purdy loves him, and I think Debo's back as well. So they got the full swing of things on that offensive side of the football. I could see a pretty big game out of the Niners, and I think they're kind of finding their stride as well. Brock Purdy's just going to do what Brock Purdy does, just enough to with all the weapons he has. Just waiting for CMC back.
Next year, they're gonna have to get without him, dude. Double
No, they said 4
tendonitis.
weeks. They said a month.
He said he has double some tendonitis in both Achilles.
That sounds way worse than what it is. It's not like it's just tendonitis. It's like you got to
Yeah,
be
but-
careful for it.
It sounds scary.
Exactly.
he-
It sounds way
He
worse.
tears
than
it.
what
I mean,
is.
anyone could tear their Achilles, but like I feel like with that, it has to be more likely to like fuck up your Achilles.
Yeah, exactly. It's like watch out. Your Achilles is on the
Gonna
verge.
tear.
On
Gonna
the
tear.
verge.
Yeah.
That's why they're giving him some time.
That's why he went over to Germany. That's
Fuck,
crazy.
man. I
That's
knew I shouldn't
never
have
a good
fucking-
sign.
Should have just traded him.
Dude, I shouldn't have picked him. I said the same thing. I had the first overall
But
pick. in one
he's
of my
sitting
leagues.
there on the board, and you
How do you
cannot
pass him?
leave
Exactly.
him. You
Exactly.
cannot leave him.
I'm so
Alrighty.
pissed I did that.
Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. The Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams here heading to Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium. Packers the favorite here in LA. 3 points for them. Total 48.5. Packers money line at minus 175. Rams at plus 145. What do we think about this game in LA?
Matthew?
Is there no Monday Night Football? Oh, it's the Cowboys.
No, that's Sunday.
Steelers.
No, that's Sunday. Monday Night Football,
meant
Saints
Sunday.
Chiefs.
I meant Sunday because
Oh,
I
sorry.
look at it on the score and it shows like bottom game. It says 425. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers here. I think the Rams, they're still without both Cup and Nakua, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford's having a tough time. I know he's a really good quarterback, and you still have Kyron Williams, who's a touchdown machine in that backfield. But they had a tough time last week putting up points against a pretty good defense. I know the Packers don't really have a great defense, but Jordan Love with another week under his belt, you could see him getting the swing of things. They have all the weapons up there. That offense gets going. Rams on the other side of the ball don't have a great defense either. Could see a higher scoring game. I know it's sitting at 48.5. Don't love it. If you want to tease it down, I think it's a great opportunity. But I'm going to go with the Packers here to get back in the swing of things. Jordan Love get his first win of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Packers for basically everything you said. I just don't see Jordan Love losing 3 starts. I know there was an injury gap in the middle of there, and he played a hell of a game in that game 1. But I look at the Packers to come in and handle business here. This is a little coaching rivalry from LaFleur and McVay. Obviously, these guys know each other very well. Rams are very injured. Packers, kind of a different situation, like you said. A lot of the expectations. They're sitting at 2-2. This is a game I feel like the Packers need to win. And I think they'll handle business and go into SoFi and get a win.
I will say, though, I said Jordan Love is in the same situation Trevor Lawrence was in last year. Got an overwhelming win in the playoffs. Got one overwhelming win in the playoffs. Had a great end to his last season. One overwhelming win in the playoffs. Shit the bed the next year because expectations were too high. I'm not going to jump the gun saying he's shitting the bed, but he is starting pretty slow. Sitting at 0-2 on the season while Malik Willis is 2-0. Just something to look out for. If he loses this game, you definitely could keep your eye on that.
Yeah.
All Alrighty, our final 4 o'clock matchup here. New York Giants heading to Seattle for the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, the favorite here, 6 points in their favor. 43.5 the total. Seahawks money line at minus 275. Giants plus 220. This is a game that I really like the under. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty sure the Giants are 4-0 against the spread. Don't fact check me. No, they didn't cover against the Commanders, but oh, never mind. They didn't cover against the Vikings either. But they've been playing pretty good games as of late. They're playing, they played good against that Commanders team, who's looked to be pretty good.
Is
Obviously,
Malik Neighbors playing this game?
I didn't think he was questionable to be out.
He had a
Yeah,
concussion.
he did?
I know he got injured at the end of that game, but I thought it was just kind of keeping him out of the game because it was like the last. I mean, I guess it was a close game. I don't
like
know.
I didn't see anything on
I didn't see
fantasy.
anything.
Oh, he
Let me
does say
check.
questionable.
Malik Neighbors won't practice Wednesday. That's the last report. That's huge.
Today's Wednesday.
That is basically their own. Yeah, that is
I,
basically
I
their.
literally was. I didn't want to like cut off your reasoning,
Yeah.
but I'm like, that's the only thing that matters with the Giants. Is he playing?
No, yeah, 100%. That's basically their entire offense. You'll see the line probably jump 2 points in the Seahawks' favor if he doesn't play. I don't know. Seahawks put up points. Giants play tight games though. If Daniel Jones can do anything without him, maybe Wan'Dale Robinson have a big game. Maybe you could see Singletary have a big game in the backfield. I don't know. I don't really love either side in this one. I'm gonna lean on the Giants plus 6.5 though.
Yeah,
They've definitely impressed me a little this year.
yeah. I was just gonna say I could see this being very close to the spread. I could see the Seahawks win this game. I see -6 on MGM. This reminds me of the first game of the year where I took Seahawks -6 against Denver. Denver came back late and pushed on the cover or pushed on the spread. I could see Seahawks win this and it'd be very close. So I would avoid a spread on this one. I do like the under, Jesse. I know you said that.
Yes, definitely. Especially with that Malik Neighbors news. I like it even more. Alrighty. It's time for some Sunday night football here, a game that appeals to all of us here on the show this week. Cowboys and Steelers in Pittsburgh. Steelers are the favorite here, 2.5 points, total 44. Steelers money line at -135. Cowboys at +115. Mackie, why don't you start? What do you think about your Cowboys here?
I hate to see the Steelers as a favorite in this spot. I will say that.
I think it's a really sketchy situation. I think they're favorites because of the injuries for the Cowboys. Like we said earlier, DeMarcus Lawrence is out, Micah Parsons is out, no pass rush. Brandon Cooks is out on the offensive side of the football. A lot of attention is going to be on CeeDee Lamb. Might be a big Ferguson game, but prime time in Pittsburgh is never easy, and that's the thing that scares me. I think if this is a 1 o'clock game, you see a different line and you see a different game. But I'm not very confident in this Cowboys team right now. Very banged up. You're gonna have to see a big game out of Dak. You're gonna have to see a big game out of maybe like Trayvon Diggs. You're gonna need some defensive players to step up. I don't know. I don't really love this game. I think you could see a lower scoring game. I do like the under 44.5.
I love the under.
I like it better teased up to 50.5.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a good game, and I'm not confident in either side. I don't know. What do you think here, Huff?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of saying this is a game where obviously I was more confident last week against the Colts, and then obviously not predicting the Flacco was coming in. I'm confident in the Steelers' ability, like you said, their ability. They're very good at the home in the prime time, especially at Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. Against these better teams, they tend to make them play into their style. That's why I lean on that under 44, under 44.5, whatever you can get it at. I'd take the Steelers to come out on top, but if you're really trying to get a non-biased pick out of me, that's that under. I think that under 44.5 is free money. I think that might be my play of the week. I've been looking at this one all week. I might just lock this in because I think this is another one. It's supposed to be shitty, rainy weather on Sunday. I think it could be 42.5, 41.5 for come kickoff.
Yeah, my only thing here is Cowboys got to look ahead of the schedule. I know you don't want to look ahead of games, but you got the Lions coming up, then you have a bye, then you have in San Francisco, in Atlanta versus the Eagles, versus Texans, and then at the Commanders, which isn't easy.
This is one preseason you had marked as a W.
It is preseason you mark as a W, but coming into this game is just one that you really need to get through.
Yeah.
Or you could see a pretty fat losing streak from this Cowboys team, a little banged up. So
yeah.
Hoping we can pull it through. Hoping Dak has a good game. You just paid him $60 million a year. It's time to step up, but definitely gonna be a really good Sunday night football game.
Yeah.
For sure, going to be a great Sunday night football game here. Let's jump over to Monday, a little further down the way. Saints and Chiefs, 4-0 Chiefs are the favorite here at home. 5.5 points for them. 43.5 is the total. Chiefs money line at -250. Saints at +200. What do we think about Monday Night Football? Single game this week.
Want to get us going off?
Yeah, that's a weird spread. I don't like betting on the Saints games. So I don't have much of an opinion on this one. Chiefs, another one I try to avoid because obviously they tend to get a lot of the money. Monday Night Football, Mahomes doesn't like to cover spreads, around a touchdown. I'm going to take the Saints to hang around in this one. I know it's in Arrowhead. It's going to have to be an ugly, lower scoring game. Two pretty good defenses. Obviously, the Saints, they've dropped a couple, but they didn't give up an offensive touchdown in that game against the Falcons last week. Obviously, we know what the Chiefs' defense is. I also like the under. I feel like I like almost every under this week. I like the under, and I lean on the Saints.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to see a lot of money on the Saints. I'm not really sure how it's coming in right now, but Chiefs been playing close games all year. Spread's moving. I saw it at 5 a few days ago. Now it's at 5.5.
It's
I don't know
50, the spread I see is 50-50 on the money, 51-49 to the Chiefs on the spread. And the money line's 84%. But I mean, every time Chiefs are home, they're heavy on the money line.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be another good game. I don't really have a great read on this one right now. I like the Saints to keep it close. I like that defense to play well against the limited weapons over there in Kansas City right now. But obviously, having Mahomes, you never really want to count him out to figure something out.
Yeah, not a good guy to bet against. So
yeah, I'm leaning Saints plus the 5.5 points right now, but definitely not a confident play as of right now.
Yeah, I like the under.
Alrighty, boys. Lots of good stuff there. Let's jump into our power rankings here. Coming into week 5 for the NFL. Number 5, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 4, the Houston Texans. Number 3, the Detroit Lions. Number 2, the Minnesota Vikings. And number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. At the top of our list yet again. What do you guys think about these power rankings here heading into week 5 before we jump over to some college football?
I hate doing these power rankings this early on because, I don't think Tampa Bay's a top 5 team in this league. I know you guys are bigger on them than I am. The injuries they have, and they're still playing very good football. A loss to Denver at home. I guess I think Denver's a little bit better than most people do as well, though. Texans as well. You said they're a sketchy 3-1, 0-4 against the spread. They're not necessarily blowing anyone out. Haven't played any crazy team. The one that they did, they got blown out. Lions. I think they're Lions, Vikings, and Chiefs are top 3 teams in the NFL right now, though.
Yeah, definitely agreed, especially with that performance the Lions put up.
I think you could throw so many teams in that 4 and 5 spot. Honestly, this week, the Commanders, I'd rather the Commanders at 5, but we'll see them this week.
I just think it's way too early to put the Commanders at 5.
I know, but I just think they're more when I think of power rankings, they're more explosive and more dangerous than the Bucs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm a big Baker Mayfield guy. I know we had a tough game against that really good Broncos defense, but he gets the job done a lot of the time. So if he finds a way to get this win on Thursday night, I think they're definitely going to be around for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thursday's a big game.
Definitely a few teams you could put at the 4 and 5.
Alrighty, boys. Lots of good stuff here out of the NFL for week 5. So make sure you tune into our live streams every Sunday morning, talking about our favorite games of the week, giving you the best bets of the day. So make sure you tune into those on YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok. Let's move forward here to some college football. We have a couple games that we want to review here for week 6 of the college football season. Starting out here on Friday night at 9 p.m., Syracuse heading to the University of Las Vegas. University of Las Vegas is the favorite here, 6 points. The total at 58.5. UNLV -250 on the money line. Syracuse at +200. What are you guys thinking about this Friday night matchup?
I'll tell you what, UNLV had 0 problems last week after their running back and quarterback both decided to transfer redshirt. But I don't know. I don't love this Syracuse team. I was higher on them before. What's that guy's name? What's their quarterback's name again? Kyle McCord.
McCord. I thought you were saying Sluka, the guy that opted out for UNLV. But I kind of like UNLV in this spot. I think this is a good spot for them. Cross-country trip for Syracuse. They're riding high. I think this is kind of like a big middle finger to the quarterback and running back. They win this game. All right, fuck you guys. We don't need you. But I look for them to cover this game. Yeah, and the primetime, too, on Friday night, I like that spot.
Yeah, explosive offense. They put up a lot of points this year. Friday night game should be a
fun
good one.
Team, too. They got the slot machine on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's so UNLV.
Sick team.
Where do they play?
Raider Stadium.
They played Allegiant? That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
that is
really
at
fucking
Allegiant.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely should be a good game there. Let's move forward to Saturday, college football Saturday. Missouri heading to Texas A&M here. Texas A&M is the favorite, 2.5 points for them, 48.5 the total. Texas A&M money line at -135. Missouri at +110, a little closer here in the odds. What are we thinking for this Saturday noon matchup?
I
I'm
like this
I'm big
Missouri
on
team.
I'm big on what'd you say?
I like this Missouri team. Are you on A&M here?
I'm big on this A&M team, and I kinda stayed
Yeah.
off of
Oh,
them after week 1
I
because
don't get
Notre
good
Dame.
reads on them. Yeah, but we were big on Notre Dame in that first game, and then I went against them again. I just can't get a good, or no, then I bet on them and they didn't cover or something. I forget what it was, what game. I can't get a good read on this A&M team, so take that for what it's worth. I do like this Missouri team though.
Yeah, I had A&M for 2 units week 1 against Notre Dame, and obviously their offense did not come into play. The quarterback, I forget his name, but he didn't play very
That's
well.
what it was. We had A&M against Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
Yeah, and then week 3, they played Florida in Florida. I was pretty high on A&M. They got the job done. I've been pretty high on this team. I think they're better than 25th in the country. At home, it's not easy to go into Texas A&M. Missouri is very good though. Should be a really good game. Texas A&M as the favorite looks a little sketchy. I do lean Texas A&M, but it looks like it sounds like we're going to be on different sides of this game.
Yeah, I don't. I've been so bad in college football.
We both have. I think we got
Dude, the
swept. We
worst
both got
part
swept last week.
The worst part is I ended up taking. Well, not the worst part. I mean, I took that Duke -2.5 early and it ended at like +1. And then when they were down, I took them at like +190. I think I got it at right when they were coming back. It was 21-7, and they had the ball about to score. I was like, all right, they score a touchdown here. They're going to win this game. They were only going to be down 6. They scored 21 unanswered and won. Obviously, we lost it on the card, but did live bet that and get that one back. That felt good.
That's nice.
It was weird watching Duke versus UNC in football. I will say that. That just made me want college basketball even more.
Around the corner.
It's so
yeah, I was
Bread
close.
and butter.
just gonna say
Bread and
What
butter.
right
is
around
it?
the corner.
NBA next, and well, NHL obviously, but that's like Friday, and then NBA,
NBA.
and then college basketball.
Beginning of November is like the start of it.
NBA
Then we
is
get
October like 22nd or something. I have it in the outline.
first they don't even have it on score yet when the first college basketball game is.
I
But
hate how they don't list what games are preseason and not. Whenever you look at that kind of shit.
yeah, I know. So stupid. But what
I
other
mean,
games we got?
the first 2 weeks of college basketball are like fucking UConn versus like.
There's always a
We
good
never heard
game
of.
that's like at a mutual spot. Like remember that one time Gonzaga played Michigan State on like
Yeah,
that on the Intrepid or something?
yeah.
They put on a boat or something. It was pretty
Remember,
cool.
remember the first big game last year? Michigan State was ranked 4, and they lost to JMU
Fourth in the
outright.
country.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. JMU was pretty good though.
yeah.
What other games we got this week?
Got
There was
one
one
more to
more.
go. Yeah, one more to go over here. Tennessee heading to Arkansas here. Tennessee is the favorite, 13.5 points for them. Total of 58.5. Tennessee money line at -550. Arkansas +400. It's a 7:30 game on Saturday.
Yeah, before I get into this one, the other one I wanted to say that I like Pitt -2.5 against North Carolina. That's what made me think of that Duke bet that I took on last weekend against North Carolina. I think their defense sucks. I think Duke just didn't capitalize on their chances. I think Pitt will. But in this next one, you said Tennessee. I'm trying to find this spread. There it is. So I have 13.5. Is that what you said?
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
13 on the score, so it's looking
Yeah. I
right around
think
there.
I think Tennessee's a very good team. Arkansas, they've hung around in some of these games. What is their record, Mackie?
3-2.
Yeah, they've hung around in some games too.
Last week they
They've
played Texas A&M tight.
Yeah, they've looked pretty decent. I wouldn't be surprised if they hang around this game. Give me Tennessee and like a nail bite on the spread. Like I don't think they're going to kill them, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
high on this.
they'll
I
cover
li
they'll
I
cover
like
the
this
number.
I like this Tennessee team. They went into I know Oklahoma has their problems, but they went into Oklahoma 2 weeks ago. Or what was that last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. Um, Played really well. Obviously, the spread was never really a problem, and I guess Oklahoma put up some points late to make it kind of respectable, but Tennessee is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Another game I was looking at is Ole Miss at South Carolina. I think Ole Miss is a top 5 team in the country. I know they lost last week.
Kentucky's
Obviously,
also sneaky good.
Kentucky's good, dude. They lost by 1 point to Georgia too, but Ole Miss knows that they have to start murdering teams. I know it's 12-team playoff. They're sitting at 12th right now, but they can't really slack anymore. I know Jackson Dart's probably top 4 quarterback in college football. I think they kind of step on South Carolina's next this week and cover
Yeah,
that 9
I
points
like
with
that.
ease.
Alrighty, lots of good stuff out of the college football world here for week 6. But it is time. The NHL season is here and it starts shortly. It's really confusing me because
Starts Friday, and then like all the home game, all the
it
games
starts
in
Friday,
the
but did you know that Nashville and Tampa Bay have a preseason game on next Monday?
so there's 2 regular season games on Friday, and then the actual season
And
starts on Tuesday.
and our game on Friday is considered preseason?
Yeah,
There's a game in Prague that's it's on Friday. It's during the preseason, but it counts with the regular season.
I assume that's this 1:00 game, New Jersey at Buffalo.
yeah,
On Friday, it
yeah.
is New Jersey at Buffalo. Yes, but it's
Cool.
obviously
Okay.
in Prague, so it's not at Buffalo.
Because if you go to the BetMGM NHL tab in the regular season, it says 10-4 Devils Sabres, and then 10-8 Blues Kraken is the next game listed.
Gotcha.
Well, Devils Sabres
Okay.
play again on Saturday at 10 a.m. So that's
Well,
not
I see that.
they just don't have both games listed
yeah,
right now.
right. But yeah, it's two game thing they got going
So
on.
unless you're a Devils or a Sabres fan, your season starts on Tuesday
Yeah.
Right.
or Wednesday
So
technically. I don't think Penguins or Rangers play Tuesday. We both play each other on Wednesday.
Yeah, we play each other.
Cowboys, Steelers, and then Penguins, Rangers. That's actually crazy.
Penn's home
Let's
opener.
get it going. Let's get it going.
Already. So let's go through some of these odds to see, or preseason takes to see who will win each division and then who will win the Stanley Cup. Let me jump into these divisions here. Why don't we start out with the Atlantic Division here? The Panthers are leading the pack here at plus 225. Maple Leafs at plus 270. Bruins at plus 500. Lightning at plus 500. Red Wings at plus 1100 to round out that top 5. What do we think about the Atlantic Division this year?
I think the Panthers defend there.
Yeah, I think the plus 230 is kind of crazy, but it is NHL, and you can see the Leafs kind of.
Leafs win the division. Panthers, little brother, them in the playoffs again.
I don't even think the Panthers. I think they'll have 110 points this year. I'm gonna go with the Panthers win the division.
Yeah, I agree. I might take that. I didn't realize, dude. They're plus 225. That's crazy.
I have plus 230 on DraftKings. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Panthers here.
Ace would say Bruins great value plus 500.
Yeah, they're just not at that.
They have a goalie right now.
Right now.
What's he gonna do? Is he gonna play?
I saw Biz tweeted. Reports are telling me they're sending Swayman to Ottawa for Allmark. I was like, nah. I thought it was real at first, and I saw it was Allmark, and I was like, oh, never mind.
I saw a tweet, and they were like, "What team would Jeremy Swayman look good in their jersey other than the Bruins?" And they showed a picture of Allmark, and they were like, "Something tells me these two would be a great duo."
Imagine they just went up to Ottawa.
It's a fun young team.
It is. Taylor Pinto.
Let's jump over the Metro here.
Not for the division title though. They're 11-1. There's no value on that.
I have 13.
Yeah, that's it.
Jeez. Alrighty, let's jump over to the Metro here. Something we have a little more cake in. The Devils leading the pack here at plus 220. Hurricanes plus 250. Rangers plus 260. Islanders and Penguins at plus 1200 to round out that top 5.
Yeah, it looks like a 3-man race. I don't think you guys probably have much. Yeah, I mean, you just don't really expect much out of the Penguins to win, at least to win the division this year. But three-team race. I think the Devils are
they'd
gonna
be
have a good year.
I was just gonna say they'd be a wild card team if they do anything.
I think the Devils are gonna have a good year. I think they're coming off a pretty bad year. They're gonna come back. They obviously got Markstrom. That's their goalie problem has kind of been big last year.
I agree.
Jack Hughes should have a pretty good year, but obviously the Rangers didn't really lose much. I think the Rangers kind of needed to make a few moves. They should have got rid of Trouba. There's a lot going on with that. We're just gonna run it back again, see how that goes. And the Hurricanes obviously are
regular season heroes. They're always scary in the regular season, but I like the Devils as well.
There's no good value on this division in my opinion, but it's gonna be a good race.
That I was gonna say, if you're betting the Devils at plus 220 and the Panthers at plus 225, I would double down on the Panthers and just skip out on that Devils bet.
Definitely. I'll go with the Rangers for the sake of conversation. Give me the plus 260.
Alrighty, lots of good stuff. Moving over to the Central Division here. Stars leading the pack here, plus 220, followed by the Avalanche at plus 230, Preds at plus 375, Jets at plus 800, and the Wild at plus 1,000. And the newly acquainted Utah hockey team at plus 2,200 here, playing out of that rancid Delta Center. What do you guys think about the Central Division?
I'll
Mackie,
go
did
with
you
the
already bet
Stars.
this?
What?
Didn't you tell me you already bet this?
I did, but it's in a parlay that has the Miami Dolphins winning the AFC East. So
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm gonna call that dead at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right.
you
But
so you don't have any more money on it, is what
no,
you're
I do
saying?
not have any. I do not have any more money on it. That
You
was
can
pretty
count that
bad.
one as a
It
loss, yeah.
sucks that I hit my 3 MLB ones too. I had the Astros at plus 100 because it was like halfway through the season.
Uh,
Then I had the Guardians, and I had the Brewers, I think. But it's dead in the water.
yeah. I would have guessed you had the Yankees instead of the Brewers.
I was scared of the Yankees.
Yeah,
It's when they were kind of shit in the bed.
yeah. That's what Baltimore's turning into, regular season merchants, and they just like get it. I mean, but they're not that good. They haven't won the division yet. Have they? Did they win last year?
Who, the Orioles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
This game's over. I think Kansas City closes this out. It's the seventh inning. There's time left. I like Dallas too. I think they're very good. They're a very good home team. Ottinger. I also think the Avalanche are scary, so this is another one to stay away from. Not as confident in. But for a sake conversation, give me Dallas. They're very good at home. And I like Hintz. I like a lot of those pieces that they have on Dallas. They have a lot of nice young pieces there.
Pretty loaded roster, best goalie. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I think the Avs are kind of on the decline. Obviously, they still have the two best players in the world, or second and third best players in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're kind of losing all their support players, and I don't really like Gorgiev.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Final division here. Pacific Division. Oilers leading the pack there. Plus 110 for them to win the division. Golden Knights at plus 350. Canucks plus 450. Kings at plus 550. And Kraken plus 1800 for those top five. Big spread there.
I don't see the value in the Oilers.
Not at 110.
Hold on,
I would
let me
take a
look.
shot on
Is it-
any of those Vegas, Vancouver, LA at that
I just think
price.
Vancouver and Vegas maybe. I don't know. I think there's absolutely zero value in the Oilers. I think there's very good value in the Canucks. What do you have the Canucks at?
450.
Yeah,
Correct. Yep.
I think that's great value. I think that's probably the best play here.
You think no love for the LA Kings?
No,
Not
I
as a
just think
division
the
winner.
Canucks are a top 6 team in the league. I think they can definitely. And you've seen the Oilers struggle to start the season, or even halfway through. They obviously still have those goalie problems.
I like the
I-
Canucks too.
They're going to be a playoff team for sure. But I mean, the Canucks put up 100 points last year,
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't take the Oilers at plus 110. Give me the Canucks at plus 450.
and I'd say Quinn Hughes is the top 3 defenseman in the league. They have all the star power.
I like Pedersen and Besser
Yeah.
and Miller.
Pedersen
They
had a
have a lot of pieces I like.
Pedersen had a pretty rough year last year too. So if you can turn that notch back up.
Alrighty. Let's go over some odds to win the Stanley Cup here for this year as we wrap up the preseason here this weekend. Oilers leading the pack at plus 800. Panthers at plus 900. Avalanche at plus 1,050. Stars 1,100. Devils 1,100. Rangers 1,300. Hurricanes 1,400. What do you guys? Any other ones you want to hear?
No, I think there's good value on the Stars at 11-1, at least to get there. I might take them to win the Western Conference because I feel like I've done better on those conference futures than I have in actually calling the win. Plus, it's once you get there, it's obviously you're going up against the other team. It's also very hot. I'd take Dallas, maybe to come out of the West, if not win the Cup. I like that 11-1.
I do like. What do you have the Canucks at? I have 1,800.
Canucks I have at 2,200.
22.
Okay, I think there's good value. I mean, they have.
I think that's
Demko
good
and
value
Net.
as well. Yeah.
That's your Demko and Net. They have all the star power. I think there's another year under their belt, and they could definitely be in that conversation as well. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win it, but I think 22-1 is great value on them.
Preds, any value there? 16-1.
No, I'm not high on that team. I think
I like that team.
I like
just
that
because they got
team, yeah.
Stamkos, you think they're gonna make a cup run?
No, I like because they got. I mean, they did bring in like guys that have been there, done that, like Stamkos, Marchessault, like guys that have recently won cups. But I don't think that correlates that much. I just like their pieces of like. I think I like Saros a lot too in that. I like Forsberg. I just like a lot of the pieces they have on that team.
Yeah, I think best bet here is probably the Panthers. I have plus 1,000. What do you have, Jesse?
Panthers plus 1,600.
What the fuck, man?
Whoa, no.
Sorry, win the division or win
No.
the
Win the cup
conference?
plus
Win the cup.
900 on the Panthers.
Sorry, I thought you said Predators.
Oh no,
I
yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, I got them at 10-1. I think there's,
Yeah, 900.
I mean, good value on the best team in the league. Yeah.
So hard to repeat.
Yeah, I'd go.
But
Exactly. That's the only problem. But they are a team that could do it. Panthers or Canucks. I'm gonna go here for the value.
I'd be a crazy cup final, another really far one. Them in Edmonton, them in Vancouver.
Yeah, seriously. They love that travel for sure. But let's keep on moving here. Done with the NHL. Lots of good stuff to look forward to as the season quickly approaches here, as well as the NBA. We're just a few weeks away from the NBA getting underway. October 22nd, when Aces Celtics will host Mackey's Knicks in the season opener. So make sure to stay tuned for our NBA preview coming in 2 weeks here. With that, we are right in the beginning of the MLB postseason. Playoffs are underway. We're recording this on Wednesday, but we have seen the Mets, Padres, and Royals take a 1-0 series lead. Royals-Orioles game 2 underway as we're recording. I think you guys are saying that game's just about over.
2-1
2-1 through
Royals and
7.
7.
2-1 through 7 here. Detroit Tigers have won their series 2-0 in Houston over the Astros to advance the ALDS against Cincinnati, Cleveland. Jeez, I can't talk.
No, they'll play the Yankees.
And they'll play the Yankees. Okay.
They play the Yankees?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the lowest.
Oh, yeah,
seed.
they're
They
the
play
lower seed.
highest.
They're the lower seed.
They
Okay.
play the
Yeah.
highest. So you
I
get
was going off
Yankees.
of the bracket. That bracket's fucking. That's just
know, I
confusing
know.
then how they do that.
But
why
Detroit
would they release
is the
that?
lowest seed, so they'll automatically play the Yankees. That's
I
gonna be a
thought
pretty good
that's how it
series.
was.
Biggest threat to the Yankees, in my opinion. But
But it's huge that the Yankees don't have to deal with the Astros.
yeah, I think the pitching is gonna catch up to the Tigers as well. They had a bullpen game today,
Yeah.
and they still got the job done. But running into that juggernaut in the Yankees,
Their
with
their
playing-
manager before the game said anyone except Scooble could get called today.
exactly. That's the problem is they have one guy, and it's 5. Obviously, they got out of it in a 3-game series, got a nice win today. But I think if you're running
They
into
traded Flaherty, dude. They could have still had Flaherty.
Yeah.
They should have
mean-
traded him, but they weren't in a playoff picture until they went on that crazy run. So
I'm gonna go look ahead. I'll give Yankees 3-2 series win. It's a 5
I'll take
best of
3-1.
5.
I'll take
Okay.
3-1. They
Both
win the
have the
game that
Yankees.
Scooble pitches. Yeah.
But these other series, I mean, Royals look like they're gonna close it out. I'm not gonna jinx that. I don't really think either of us have money on it, so it doesn't really matter.
No.
But I think the Royals close it out. Orioles can't get their bats going. They have 1 run in 16 innings at this point.
And the 2 that we have tonight, obviously, by the time people are listening to this, these will be over. My predictions are Mets win tonight, Braves win tonight. So Mets
gonna
series, that'll be over. I think the Braves are going to play a game 3.
I'm gonna say they both close it out tonight. I think the Braves are kind of dead in the water. It's Musgrove against Fried tonight. I think you're gonna see a low scoring game. Over under sitting at 6.5 right now. But they could both pitch gems, and then it comes down to the bullpen. And I just think the Padres against that bullpen, bats are hotter. The team's a little better. Padres are scary this year. I said it at plus 11-1. Great value for them to win the World Series. I'm gonna say they close it out tonight. I think the Mets. Manaea is going. I think they've won 13 of his last 15 starts. Not him personally, but the Mets have won 13 of his last 15 starts. I think they get the job done against Frankie Montas tonight. But line looks a little sketchy. I don't know. This Mets team's been playing really well. I don't see them losing
Yeah.
this game.
I can't fade this Mets team. I like the Mets to win the night. I do think the Braves come out on top, but I think the Mets are done tonight. I think the Royals are done today. I think the only game 3 we're going to see is Atlanta, San Diego.
It's gonna be a good one if so.
Yeah. That'd be the only game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it would be. Well, if the Mets win and the Royals hold off.
Yeah, like if what I just said happens and there's the only
Yes,
game 3
yes.
is yeah.
It would be Dylan Cease going for the Padres. I'm gonna assume Sale will go, but he obviously
It's like the
didn't
back
pitch.
spasms,
He
dude.
didn't pitch in game 2 of that doubleheader because of back spasms. I kind of feel like they knew that they were gonna win that game.
I think they knew the Mets didn't give a fuck about that game. Mets were swinging
Yeah.
at everything. They couldn't get out of that game fast
I
enough.
didn't even watch it, honestly.
Dude,
I didn't really care that much.
They couldn't get out of that game fast enough. They swung at every pitch.
They were
did
ready to
not
just get back to the locker room and
and
just
party.
start popping
And the
champagne.
funniest part is both teams were popping champagne, celebrating the
I know.
playoffs in the same stadium.
They were saying after that, if they both won a game, they should all go to center field and just all celebrate together. That would have been pretty cool. But no, I think
Two
Sale.
division rivals. The Braves have knocked you guys out so many times in the past. Like what was that? A couple years ago, whenever they went on the crazy run at the end.
Well, we had a 3-game lead. We were in a 4-game series against them. Second to
they
last
swept the
series of the
series.
game. They won 4 games in a row. We go into San Diego in the wild card and lose in 3. That was pretty brutal, but it was nice to beat them in that game when Lindor obviously dropped his cock in that one. excuse my profanity.
Yeah, they said that the Mets had to wait to celebrate. They weren't allowed to celebrate in between games.
Yeah, they
You
said they
imagine?
said
They
you're
should
not
have just
really
let them
supposed to.
celebrate and been like,
Yeah.
dude, can we just send like our B team out there? But then that's like they're like, you're just automatically letting the Braves in the playoffs.
Dude, the Braves were like minus 600 to win that game at the start of the game at one
Yeah,
point.
dude.
When Sale was still going, they were like minus 600.
Because they knew the Mets, dude. If you were to watch it, the Mets could not get out of that game fast
They
enough.
just did not care.
They
Even though
did
it's a
not care.
rivalry, like they were just like, I don't give a fuck. We're looking ahead.
And once the Braves took a lead, they kind of just like started just like chilling too, and they knew the Mets didn't give a fuck. It was funny. That had to be a hard day to be a Diamondbacks
Dude,
fan.
if
If you were
Diamondbacks
watching
were
that
sitting there
second
like,
game.
why are they not giving a shit?
Yeah.
That
It's
sucks.
like, dude, if it ends right now, they're both in. Like, it's like that playoff game when it was Raiders Chargers and the Raiders wanted to be assholes and kick the field goal instead of where if they would have tied.
That was only because what the fuck?
Chargers called a timeout. Brandon
Brandon
Staley called a
Staley
timeout.
calls a timeout, and he's like, "All right, fuck you. We're gonna kick the field goal now. We were gonna let the
Yeah.
clock run."
That was
But,
I was the Diamondbacks in that scenario. That was the Steelers sitting there looking on the way out if that game would have tied.
Yeah, and you guys
Steelers
got
made that
lucky in that
playoffs.
one.
Got to go to Kansas City. We got really lucky as a 14-point underdog.
I saw going into the doubleheader that the Braves were minus 900 to make the playoffs, and the Mets were minus 500, and the Diamondbacks sitting there like plus 300 to get into the playoffs.
I was gonna say,
So,
I was
everyone
watching
expected it.
ESPN, and they all were like all their betting analysts. They had the one guy, I forget his name, like Fortenbaugh or something. They had him on. And he goes, "If I had to bet one thing today, it would be whoever wins this first game, just slam the second team to win this game." He goes, "They are not gonna care." And he goes, "This is the worst day to be an Arizona Diamondbacks fan." He goes, "If I'm a Diamondbacks fan, I'm not watching these games because they're going to be the hardest thing to watch. Because, like I said, whoever wins that first one, don't even watch
And
the second one."
The first one was so good, but it literally did not matter at all. Like
Yeah.
that could have went either way, and they're still in the same situation.
And the Mets would have won the second game. Like they weren't gonna. No team was gonna sweep that.
Yeah, I agree.
The only reason that there was the bad blood with it was because they were division rivals, and like someone could have been like, "Fuck you, you're done."
You know, Lindor's home run was, I guess they have like the ratings of like chance to win the World Series. That was the highest single hit that raised their chances to win the World Series in the last like 50 years. It raised
Really?
it by like 1.8%. And the second highest hit was Ozzie Albies bases clearing triple. It was like 1.2%.
The reason that I feel like the Mets didn't give a fuck is they knew they had to play a wild card game the next day on the road.
It was that too. They also
They're like, we need to get
look.
the fuck out of here.
I also think they'd rather play the Brewers than the Padres. So they're like,
Oh,
all right,
absolutely.
we'll take the 6th seed. We'll go to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You guys can go deal with that juggernaut team over there in San Diego.
Yeah.
But yeah, good MLB.
And I would be scared. I want to see Mets Dodgers so bad.
I mean, chances are you're going to see it. I'm not going to say. I don't want to speak too soon because obviously the Mets can lose the next 2 days. But
you'll have to listen to Ace just send you the
God.
Japanese flag emoji for a week.
I might leave the group chat for a week. He's not even a Dodgers fan. He just hops on the damn bandwagon. Same with the Ravens. Dude. Patriots have a bad year. Oh, I'm a Ravens fan now. I don't want to hear it, Ace.
He likes the Niners too.
God, I wish he was here. Be going at him. Yeah, what else we got? Anything else?
No, that's about it here for this week, boys. Lots of good stuff as we go into college football week 6, NFL week 5, NHL regular season starting up here, NBA right around the corner, and MLB playoffs. But that's all we got this week. Make sure to tune into our live stream Sunday morning, 9:30 to 10 Eastern. Reviewing all our favorite NFL games for the day, giving you our best bets, as well as releasing our picks on Instagram and Twitter. But that's all I got here this week. Anything else, Dad?
Well, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you're staying tuned to the social media. MLB plays. You guys are 1-0 in the MLB playoffs. Looking to keep that rolling. Looks like these underdogs keep cashing. Tigers obviously get another win today. Looking like the Royals are going to do the same. But yeah, make sure you're staying tuned to the social media. NFL Week 5 coming out. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Let's go Mets.